There
Okay,
we go.
guys, we're live. We're with Grappling Hearts. This is the first podcast I get to do with my new co-host, Jeremy Bird. Today we have Nick Ronan on here with us. Super excited. How are you today, Nick?
Doing great. Thanks for having me.
Of course. To get us started, I thought we might talk about your beginnings first and what got you into jiu-jitsu and got started.
Yeah, for sure. So I was a massive UFC growing up. Like I was a big wrestler and I always loved the UFC. And when I was in middle school, like a big UFC fighter of that time was Matt Sa. He was like the champ, he was beating everyone. And it just so happened that he had a school 15 minutes from where I lived. So it just made sense that I had to try it out. And and I fell in love with it the first day. I went with my friend. We never looked back. It's been an amazing journey.
He seems like an amazing, amazing character too. So have you been with him the whole time?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, he's unbelievable. He's hilarious. Like he just like
Yes,
lights up,
he is.
and it's just fun to be around like that type of energy. You know,
The super cool is you don't hear about many people looking at UFC and then seeing a fighter 15 minutes away from them. That's pretty
yeah,
wild to me.
I got pretty lucky for sure.
That's definitely lucky.
And I first started off, I just was trying like boxing and kickboxing and stuff because that's what he was doing. I just wanted to be like him, you know. And then I was trying this jujitsu thing, and I was like, oh wait, this is even cooler. And so I just stuck with that and got rid of all the boxing and Muay Thai stuff.
Yeah.
That's
I gotta
awesome.
ask real quick, if you don't mind, like that video that came out of Matt where he was controlling the guy in the bar or the restaurant or whatever. Did you guys get a big response with that locally? I never heard much locally about that.
That was pretty crazy when it happened. It got like 10 million views or something like that. Matt
Yeah,
loves
it was nuts.
that. He loves to talk about that. It was definitely going around in our gym, and I definitely got a good response from it.
Good. Good. It was hilarious. It was fun to
Yeah, it
watch. And
sure was. It sure was.
So, Nick, I see that you do a lot of cross training at Danaher's too. So, let's talk about that. Do you still do that, and do you still split the time between the two?
Could you repeat that? I kind of lost you for a second.
I seen that you trained a lot at Danaher School as well. Do you still do that, and do you still split your time between the two?
Yeah, I used to split the time between the two a little more. Now I'm more at Sarah. Um, but yeah, I spent a ton of time under John Danaher. I did privates with him twice a week. I, I
I,
would I would travel from my school in New Paltz. It's like 2.5 hours to go to the 7 a.m. class, Danaher's class, and then stay there all afternoon. So I might not have been a great school student, but I was a pretty good jujitsu student.
I would have to have a notebook at all times. Anytime I was at his stool, like I'd have to just have a notebook ready to go anytime.
Hey, I mean, you laugh about that, but a lot of people do. A lot of
I'm
people
sure. I'm
have notebooks.
sure.
Yeah, I have notebooks actually full of old notes, but I don't know. I never really looked back at them that like you'd think they'd be more helpful, but for some reason, I don't know.
Maybe just the writing it down kind of help, put it in your brain a little bit more.
Definitely, no, I agree with that for sure. For sure.
Yeah.
I've always been weird. I always thought if I wrote it down and try to look back at it, I confuse myself. I'm like, I don't remember what position this was in. Oh, I did a horrible job writing this.
That
Yeah,
makes sense.
remember what you
Absolutely.
did 6 months ago? It's like
Right. All right, Nick. So you compete a lot. You're at a very high level now. What would you say have been your most defining moments or some of your most memorable moments in competing or
well,
even just training?
my first big moment, or first big match, the Psy Pro 2. I fought Mike Davila, and he was a black belt at the time. I was a new brown, or might even have been a purple belt, and his match had like a fallout at the last second. They were Holmes Gracie was like looking at the room like who's gonna fight Mike Davila, and Gordon and John's like, what about Nick Ronan? I was like, I'm ready. I was like, good. I've been in the while now, you know. So I was ready, and I was able to get the submission, and it was a pretty big win on a pretty big stage. So that was like I guess like a bit of a breakout performance. People started,
Now, was
getting
that
that.
performance like? Did you just catch him with something, or was that like a game plan that you? I mean, I knew you would have to kind of short short throw that game plan, of course. But was it like one of the things that you've been working on normally, or was it something that you just caught on the way through? I'm sorry I hadn't got a chance to watch that match.
Oh no, no worries. There wasn't that much of a game plan. It was more just sick guard, attack from butterfly, probably and test his leg lock ability. Because that's always the first thing you got to try. Is like how competent are people, and then once you test that order, then you go from there. And I like went for a leg lock. He turned out the right way. I went into a guard and I finished him with a straight from the back. So he knew leg locks, so he could transfer to other things.
Yeah, good. A little bit more pressure and everything like that, protecting your legs and all that instead. Exactly. Wonderful.
So for you to take stuff like that on like a last minute thing beforehand, what's your training schedule look like?
No doubt.
Was that? Could you repeat that? I didn't really get that.
For you to take stuff like that on last minute and for you to be confident, like, yeah, sure, fuck it, I'll do it. What's your training schedule look like beforehand?
A lot of training. I mean, I was doing 2 or 3 times a day.
Dang.
With John, and then I would go back to Sarah's and train. It would pretty much be a 7 a.m. session, an afternoon session, and then a 6 p.m. session every single day. So I was just waiting. I was just waiting for that call, and I was just happy to get it.
That's awesome.
In order to go like that much time per day, like that many sessions, like what do those sessions look like? Are they like super intense? Or are they just like, half technicals, positional sparring? Like what kind of training are you able to do like 3 times a day? That, I know the human body is capable of doing great things, but man, that's still a lot of work.
It's insane. Yeah. So the only way to do it is to not have that many live rounds in a day. I mean, when I would do Danaher's classes, we would do like 4 or 5 live rounds, 5 each per session. We're not doing anything crazy like 10 minutes or nothing like that. So usually I would do like 5 rounds in the morning, maybe 4 or 5 rounds in the afternoon, and then probably just drilling and light rounds in the evening. Got to keep that body fresh.
No doubt, man. No doubt.
Well, when you train like that to keep that body fresh, what's your recovery look like after that?
Well, first you got to have good nutrition for sure. That's huge. And then just rest. You got to learn how to rest. And you got to know when your body is telling you, take a day off. I think that's super important because if you don't listen to your body, that's when you get injured. That's what I've noticed for sure. So just like listening to your body, knowing when it's time to take off. But when you get in the gym, like give it your all every time.
Yeah. It's been interesting to see the difference, like, from people wanting to go really, really hard and believing that's the only way to be able to get good. And then now you've got like, I listened to an interview with Faraz Sahabi, like hopefully I'm pronouncing that correctly, but I listened to his interview and like he was talking about more about like taking, lighter days, more days and more reps, but just taking it easier so that way you don't break yourself down too much. That way you can, take last minute matches and stuff like that. You're always prepared to go.
100%. I mean, you're not doing yourself any favor by constantly worn down, So lighter, but more reps is definitely true. It's definitely good. Like you don't want to do too many hard rounds a week, really. So like I don't want to have rounds like Gary Tonin and Nicky Ronan every single match. I'm gonna be exhausted by the end of the week and just be sitting on my couch for 2 days straight. So you got to work your way up and definitely and pepper them in. You don't want to have hard rounds all the time because it wears down on you. Man.
I'm exhausted just thinking about rounds with either one of those guys. I'm for yourself.
Those ADCC like summer sessions where it was just like Taz and Nikki Gordon, Gary. I was like, oh my god, just nightmares. Those are the days though.
Speaking of ADCC, are you going to be in the trials whenever that comes back up and all that?
Absolutely, yeah, for sure. I've been training really hard for the trials, working on my wrestling, which is a skill
huge in ADCC.
Yeah, you need it. I mean, it's very hard to win ADCC without any type of wrestling. So, been working on that big time in the basement. So hopefully, I can put that to use. I've been trying to put that to use at the Fight to Wins recently, but not 100%. I think I have some more tricks that I can show people.
Man, it's a tough stuff. It's some tough stuff. Wrestling is amazing, but I am not good at all at it, so I can't say much for myself.
It takes a long time to get good at it too,
Mhm.
and they get comfortable with people going for submission attacks. That takes forever. Because
Yeah,
like standard wrestling compared to jiu-jitsu wrestling, completely
yeah,
different thing.
yeah. I think that's probably one of the reasons why I think everybody loves watching ADCC. Is that wrestling, submission grappling mix so heavily, where you don't see the wrestling nearly as much in a lot of the other events and everything. So
Yeah. You see feet to floor, crazy. Yeah, wrestling into submissions, into leg locks, like
mhm.
the full game. Yeah, yeah. ADCC is such an entertaining tournament.
Yeah, absolutely, man. It's sad that it only comes around every two now to sadly 3 years.
Yeah,
So
We don't even know when.
we don't know.
it's a question mark.
Yeah, it's hopefully soon.
Yeah.
Hopefully. So
Yeah,
now, Nick, you've been around for a little while. What would you say your biggest struggle's been up until now?
staying healthy. I've
I
had
feel that.
2 surgeries. I've one on each knee, both
Mm.
completely torn meniscuses on both my knees, and I have
Oh,
meniscus repair on both sides. So
I
that took
gotta
me.
ask, what were those? Just because, like, I see so many more injuries just in, like, just the scrambles more than actual, like,
Mhm.
submission attempts, like, as being the reason for the injuries.
The reasons for the injuries, one was I was locked in a mounted triangle, and the person on bottom was bridging, and my knee kind of got sort of.
Uh,
That was really, really bad. And the second was just a wrestling scramble. So
yeah,
everyone,
scramble.
everyone always assumes right away, like, because you do too many leg locks. I'm like, nah, they both were in leg locks.
Yeah, that's right, man. Well, that's what I hear the most, anyways. That's just me, but more based on scrambles than anything. Just twisting and turning the knees and getting stuck in the mat or something like that. So,
Yeah, the second was really bad. It was just falling by weight, just on the side of my knee. It was horrible.
so how
man,
long of a recovery did that take?
yeah, no doubt.
So my surgeon was a sports surgeon, thankfully, and he said 3 months, 3 months you'll be feeling better. 6 months you should be 100%. But jiu-jitsu is a different ballgame because I'm constantly
Sure.
twisting and turning on my knees, so it's more to like 8 to 10 months of surgery.
Dang.
So yeah, it took me a little. So now
So
I'm.
up until you were able to start for real rolling again after that, what kind of stuff did you do to still kind of try to be active in it as far as like keeping your mind right or any
Yeah.
type of drilling or anything?
So I would first off I would just show up. Like I would still take Danaher's classes all the time. And that was definitely when I would have my notebook ready because I couldn't drill the moves myself. I'd have to use that notebook. But I would try to do light reps as quick as possible, but not too soon. You don't get hurt.
Yeah,
Just staying sharp mentally was the most important thing. And not letting everything else go to the wayside like my diet or anything like that. Staying fresh with all that and keeping the mental.
yeah.
Can definitely see that. So now you went against some very like great opponents. You went against like Williams Hackett, like PJ Barch. You went against some high level dudes. What would you say your mentality getting ready for those and going into those would be?
Yeah, so my whole thing was like, I just want to fight the best people. Like whoever's the hottest name, which it might not be the best strategy, by the way, but it's something I've always just tried to do because I always felt like if I can't beat these people, what am I doing it for?
Yeah.
These are the best guys, and these are the guys I want to take out. My mentality is like, look, they're the best, and if I want to beat them, I got to be better than them. I got to be better than them in every way. I got to lift more. I got to eat better. I got to train more. I got to have the mental edge first
Yeah.
off, and then always have some sort of game plan. Kind of know my first couple moves going into them, scout my opponents, um, and go from there. But yeah, when I fought PJ and when I fought Hackett, they were like some of the hotter names in jiu-jitsu. So it was really exciting to get matches, even if they didn't work out. It's always a fun time being.
Still, that's so cool. That's awesome. Not many people can be like, yeah, I did that.
Yeah, it's the only way. Like what? Like to me, it's like, what's the point of trying to fight guys that I think I'm like much better than. I want to
Yeah.
fight guys that I have something to prove against.
Yep.
That's always been what I wanted to do. So
100%. I feel like a lot of people have a lot more fun when they have that test in front of them. Like, this is gonna be tough. This is what I've been training for.
oh yeah, like I want to be excited for my matchup, and I want people that when they hear my name to be excited, be like, wow, that guy poses a lot of threats, and it's gonna be a fun matchup. Like that's what I want people thinking, and vice versa. So
Yeah. Is there really like I've heard of the blue basement always having a problem of like room in there, whenever you guys are having classes. You guys are really good at scrambles and everything. Gary's coming out of there a lot and all that. How do you guys have enough room in there to cause that much of a scramble? It looks insane in there every time I see it. I don't know how you guys do that.
okay, so the one thing is the rest of the room will try to give way to the pro athletes a little bit so that we'll have a little bit more room than the normal person. But
Yeah, makes
it
sense.
is cramped. There is a lot of people trying to learn from John Downer. So
They're gonna have to move out of the blue basement one day, right?
100%. But it's funny, like you'll see me and Gary will be scrambling and people will just be scrambling out of the way to get out of our way. So
Yeah.
people try to be respectful, but yeah, it's tough. It's definitely tough. And the one thing that's really tough is trying to wrestle because there's just no room for that.
Because you'll take up so much, rotational area and everything. It's a big circle that you need for that. I mean, you'll cover a lot of ground quick.
100%. Yeah, it's we usually just start rounds on our knees or butterfly standing and then go from there.
Yeah, a little bit more controlled.
Yeah.
Man, I've got a question. One of the things I want to with the podcast, I want to make sure to spread positivity and everything. So, like, my question that I want to bring in is, of course, like, what is a positive impact you've made? Which we would love to hear, man. You're making your way up, and we'd love to hear a positive impact you made on somebody. You can answer that question, or you can answer, like, of course, like, what's a positive impact that's been made on you? So either way, you want to take it.
Yeah. So a positive impact that was made on me.
Sorry to put you on the spot.
No, you're good. You're good. So one thing I like that jiu-jitsu instills is the loyalty aspect. And I think like being a part of a team with all these good guys, like we're really loyal to each other. Like we have each other's backs. And like Gordon and John, like they instill that. Like they're gonna have my back. They're gonna be cornering me. They're gonna be spending extra time watching tape. And getting me ready for my fights. Just as if I can help them in some way, I'll try to help them too. And for me, now I have the chance to pass that down. So like,
absolutely,
if my guy's getting ready for a tournament, I'll look at tape for him and I'll try to use that to get him ready. So just understanding loyalty, understanding having someone's back, getting someone ready, having someone know that you're in their corner and that you support them no matter what. And I think that's big. Just being able to pass that down is good. That camaraderie. So I learned that from the squad. Like it's a very tight knit group.
It seems that way for sure.
Yeah, 100%.
Actually, coming from Sarah and Danaher, you being around both of them so much, Sarah definitely seems like one who would be really big on the loyalty aspect of it.
Oh yeah, definitely. No, we have our guys, and everyone treats in that circle. Everyone gets treated right, and if you don't get treated right, it's a problem, and it will be taken care of. So, no, Matt Sarah is big on the loyalty aspect, for sure.
That's wonderful, man. Well, thank you very much for answering that question, man. It actually double answered, so I appreciate that very much.
No problem.
I'll follow up real quick, man. Are you teaching classes on your own? Like, are you got little groups that you work with and stuff? Or are you teaching classes somewhere?
So I was teaching classes at Matt Sarah's. I was teaching the no gi, of course. So yeah, that's been good, and teach my online classes and all that stuff. But yeah, no, Matt's been good to me, and getting to train there and teach there has been awesome.
Wonderful, man.
Yeah.
So I'm curious about this because he brought up teaching. I've seen you've done seminars over in like Australia and places like that.
Yeah.
Is there a big difference in teaching in other countries versus maybe teaching here? Or like, what's been your experience in that way?
Yeah, I mean, the Australia seminar came about because I was helping train Ali Aquinta for his UFC fight. So he flew me
Oh,
out to Australia, and so I got to do some seminars over there. But the main difference, it's funny, the jiu-jitsu community is so tight knit, and everyone just seems to kind of know what's going on. And while I was there, I was watching Gordon Ryan win ADCC while I was in Australia, and everyone like watching the Fanatics DVDs. They're watching the leg locks. Like it's more connected than you think it is,
Oh yeah.
which I think is amazing actually. So it's more about
that's
like the similarities is what got me than the actual differences for sure.
that's awesome. It sounds like a very amazing experience to be flown all the way out there. It sounds like the life, actually.
It was a good time. Yeah, I stayed out there for about a month getting Al ready for his fight. So, well, that's what
Awesome.
happens when you train with Matt Serra. You get hooked up with guys like Weidman and Ali Aquinta.
Yeah.
That's another cool perk on being part of a big team like that.
Yeah, Chris Weidman's always just been such an outstanding character in the sport. Just
Yeah,
amazing, like a role model for sure.
yeah,
Yeah,
and a hell of a grappler. Okay,
yeah, that's what I hear.
he is unbelievable. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. It's awesome to train with all those guys. And now we have actually Aljamain Sterling, who's on the Sarah team, and he's going to be fighting for a title soon. So hopefully we get another title in Long Island. So can't wait for that.
Man, good
Fingers
school,
crossed.
killing it.
Yeah.
So now, Nick, I'm kind of curious about that, as a lot of people have different opinions or rather thoughts on these type of matches. What are your thoughts on tag team matches, and how would you say one would prepare for one?
Okay, so if you watch the tag team matches that happen, like Nicky Rod's match with Vinny Magalesh, you would think tag teams can be kind of boring. But then on the other hand, you've seen some tag team matches that are just straight up bananas.
Yeah,
So if the guys are willing to really throw it all out there, then it could be super exciting. But if you want to play strategically, it might not be as great. you know,
Yeah,
um, getting ready for tag team match, that'd be pretty wild. I can imagine a lot of cardio goes into that, and I guess just working 2-on-2 matches. I've never been involved in a tag team match, but I'm sure it'd be something pretty cool to do for sure.
I
no,
don't know why I was
so
thinking
you
you
do that.
would.
So
So
you would
Nick,
do one of the tag team matches?
Yeah, why not?
I mean, it sounds fun.
I'd do it.
sounds wild. Like you said, a lot of cardio would go into that.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Got to be ready at all times. Get that tag.
100%. So now, Nick, what would you say is probably next for you, or what would you want to do next?
So I've been doing a bunch of fight to wins lately, which is cool because I've actually haven't been on the show until about a month ago, and then I've done like 4 matches since then. So I would love to continue to do fight to win matches. I think it's a great rule set, exciting rule set,
Sure.
and it's good for like my type of game because it's very submission only oriented, submission attempts. So I love fight to win. But I really want to get on who's number one for Flow Grappling. I
Yeah,
would love a match with someone like
that card is getting stacked.
Yeah,
That card
it's
is getting
nuts.
insane. The December what 11th card? December 11th,
Yeah,
right?
it's nuts. Really,
but
really
they're
good.
always there.
Yeah,
Yep.
they got some
But,
big matches. Like I'm really looking into the Tyro Tolo Cody Steele match. I believe like, that's gonna be
mhm.
nuts. Yeah. So hopefully I can fight someone on that card pretty soon. That's gonna be fun.
No doubt. I love what Seth's doing with the fight to wins. I think we can all agree that that format and the way he's kind of doing it, it's not too much and it's not too little.
Mhm.
And so it's like I think that's a good segue. Hopefully we can keep segueing like this into a real, more of a mainstream thing in the 5 to 10 year period or whatever, especially with people like Seth running the gigs like that.
Definitely. I agree with that. I think it's like right in the middle. Like matches aren't too long, so they can't be too boring, but they're not too short. It's really good. Like the stage is really cool. It's a good audience. The professional announcers. Everything's cool. The matchups are amazing. Like the
Yep.
matchups are just incredible week after week. So yeah, hopefully it keeps that going. I mean, I know it's tough because of COVID right now, but
I mean,
I
he's
think
still pulling it off, and I still don't see very many boring matches. I mean, it's very
yeah,
rare that you see boring matches. You know, a lot of times you'll see even like if somebody does hold gi matches and stuff like that, they do get a little bit more. You know, there's just a lot more tension there and a little bit less scrambles and stuff. So it's not even those matches are more entertaining with it with the rule set that they've got going on. He's doing well with it. I like it, man.
yeah,
Well, like you
yeah.
said, rule
He's a hell of
set.
a matchmaker.
Yep.
Definitely.
Right. Like you both said, though, the rule set, it forces you to attack or you're going to lose. Like, there's no stalling when you go to that card.
And who
100%.
doesn't like watching slams? I mean, it's like NASCAR stuff, man. I mean,
I don't
everybody
like
likes a
that
good
rule
slam.
because I've been slammed a bunch of times in my last couple of matches. I hate slams.
Triangle's bad. Go for a ride.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
So now, Nick, what's been some of your favorite matches you've done so far?
Some of my favorite matches. One of my favorite matches was against Jed Yu. He's like a rising star out of Europe. It was for the Polaris Grand Prix qualifiers finals match, and it was just like a back and forth war. He swept me, I swept him. I was able to take his back. It was awesome, and after I won that, I got an invite to the Polaris Grand Prix, which was supposed to happen in April, which was with guys like Nicky Rod, Kanan Duarte, Patrick Gar. It was going to be insane. But hopefully that goes on at a later date. But
Yeah.
the Jed U match was really fun. I really like that one.
Those are definitely solid. Like, I feel like every match I've seen of yours has been super exciting and super solid. So, really enjoy watching you.
I try to be. I try to just keep the action going. I just try to submit people, really.
That's the
That's
best,
what's
man.
enjoyable.
It's a lot of fun to watch that.
Appreciate that.
Absolutely. Whenever people like, you know, I love the point systems and all that stuff, but whenever people are going, you know, for the subs, it is definitely more friendly to me anyway. I like watching the matches whenever people are hungry.
Yeah, I mean, for me, that was always the goal of jiu-jitsu. It's like, get the submission. And if you don't get the submission, it's like, and then, I don't know, I feel like it's incomplete if you don't get the submission. So at least if the person going for the submission more gets the win, that's all right with me, you know?
Right.
Seeing it's interesting to me because I feel like there's two personalities when it comes to competing and to jiu-jitsu in general. You get the person who's like, if I don't submit them, I hate everybody. I hate myself right now. I'm done. Just leave me alone for a while. And then you get the people who like, a win's a win. If I win in overtime, it's whatever. If I win by decision, it's whatever. So I think it's really cool seeing both spectrums of that.
Yep.
Yeah, definitely. I mean,
I think even though the people may, I might be wrong, but even though the people may say like they're like, okay, well, win's a win, they might still be even mad at themselves that they didn't get the stuff. They may just be playing it off a little bit better. I don't know.
100%. Definitely. No, I mean, it's always that's the goal. That's the end goal. So if anyone's saying a win's a win, I mean, I don't know. I mean, especially like winning in overtime. For me, it's like it just feels incomplete. I feel like any match that I win or lose in overtime, like I want to run that thing back.
Right.
I feel like it's unfinished business. So.
However, overtime rounds can be really exciting, so I don't hate them completely. I like watching some good overtime rounds.
Hey, they can be really damn exciting. I agree with that.
100%. So, Nick, I think that's about all we have for today. Is there anyone you'd like to give a shout out to?
I guess just my sponsor, Roll Forever. They've been good to me, and they run a really cool clothing brand company. Their message is jiu-jitsu for everyone, and it's really cool no matter what your age is. So I appreciate all their support.
Wonderful. Nick, it's been a great experience with you, man.
Yeah, absolute pleasure, guys.
Absolutely.
Thank you. Before we sign off, I'll give a shout out to the page's sponsors, Sweeps Apparel Company, They have us these really cool shirts. Me and Jeremy were going to wear ours, but both of ours was dirty, so
We
And
wear them
then
too often. We like wearing them. They're comfy
that's right,
shirts. They look good.
exactly. And then B2G Coffee, they are amazing. They actually supported the last event we did and donated a bunch of stuff for that. So they've both been great. Nick, it was super fun getting to talk to you. I really appreciate you coming on here.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Absolutely, man. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Mhm.